And it got me to really appreciate where I was at and what opportunity I had. And get really real with myself about who I wanted to be. And from that point on, I really made a decision within myself, and Jared was really hitting on a lot of this stuff. And it's really timely for me being in this place for what we've done with Youth Swoop. We're really looking to do some big things, and again, I'll lead into that. But I was put in this place where I got to, decide what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Who am I going to work with? How much money do I want to make? Which clients are they going to be? And I started a couple more companies. So the first company was called Beauty in the Bottle. It was a marketing company. We did a lot of stuff with businesses and events around the city. And then I also started a talent management company, and we managed artists. I got my first artist signed. A month later, he had a record deal. 6 months later, we were about to launch his album at the House of Blues. It was sold out, and we had $500,000 raised, but due to some personal conflicts within the band, the investors pulled out. So this is June of 2008, I believe, or I'm sorry, June of 2009. And that was another really big lesson for me. It was like, we had all this set up for this guy. We just launched his album. We had $500,000 to get him radio and TV. He was about to blow up and have his shot at making it, but we lost it. 2 weeks later, I got a call from my partner, Alexander Lurie, who I started Youth Swoop with. And the biggest lesson there, and I'll get back to this also at the end here, is everything does happen for a reason. So, all this that I've told you that I've gone through has led me to where I am today, right? So that being said, this artist that I worked with, who I thought was going to be the next big thing for me, for himself, he had the right music, the right purpose, the right passion behind him. It wasn't apparently the right time, and he had to go through that. So, fortunately, I got that call from Alexander. He calls me up and says, "Do you know any salespeople?" And I said, "Why? What are you doing?" He told me he's got $250,000 saved up, and he wants to go head-to-head with Groupon. So, being the entrepreneur that I've been, and looking at the industry and seeing what Groupon did at the time, I went all in. I told him I'm going to drop everything, and I want all in. So we started working together, and what we did, that was July of 2009. We really started looking at the market here in Chicago and tried to identify what is it that the businesses don't like, they do like, what is it that the consumers do and don't like, and how can we make that better, right? So that's where we got to Youth Swoop. We worked with some really cool companies to work on the branding, and what we really identified is that the businesses don't feel like it's about them. The consumers feel that, but you guys know in Chicago, maybe through Groupon, they have a tipping point. X amount of people need to buy the deal before it's good, and then you can get it. A lot of people didn't like in the beginning having to depend on that. The other thing is that it was just very kind of corporate feeling. It was very about just deals and money, and that was about it. So we really beefed up, our customer service side, and we also really got involved more in the community here. You'll see a lot of that coming in the next few months. But some of the immediate challenges were that nobody heard of this company yet, right? This was a new trend. Groupon was new. People didn't hear of Groupon. They didn't hear of the daily deal industry. So, we were up against starting a brand new company, a brand new product. Now 18 months later, we've done pretty good here in Chicago. We're looking forward to bringing it out. But aside from that, we had to work on creating all these new processes for the business and being prepared, with our business plans to get the investors to raise the money that we were raising. We also were hiring people, so myself and a friend, both entrepreneurs, we never hired people before. We brought on people that did work, but we didn't understand the hiring process, so we had to bring on people to do that. And what we've learned through a lot of those interviews, for those of you that maybe are applying or working on some of those situations, what I would suggest you really looking for with going into a meeting would be bringing that positive attitude, that energy, that I can attitude, that I am going to help your business, and I'm here because I know what I can do for that. And really make the person behind the desk, or the chair across from you, believe that and feel passionate about that. The other things that, really stood out for me in learning and growing is networking and how much that plays a part in this. And that's, a big reason, obviously, why we're all here. There's two people I just want to speak about in the past 4 weeks that have connected me with people. One of them, his name is Sharad, and I met him at an event when I was doing the talent management back a couple years ago. We were at the Cubby Bear, and we put together some shows. I met this guy. At the end of the night, we were singing a cappella music outdoors, gathering around, having a really good time. And this guy I stayed in touch with, and we always kept each other up with what was going on in the music industry. this guy ends up introducing me to the guy who invented the Happy Meal. No joke, the guy invented the Happy Meal. So I got to meet a guy who invented the Happy Meal. He also invented effing vodka and sold that. So as you can imagine, somebody who's involved in a lot of innovative, creative stuff here, who's now going to be a partner in our business. Another person who I got to meet with was a guy named Rob Miller. He's got a kettlebell workout class. He does the beaches here. You might have seen it on YouTube at North Avenue Beach doing kettlebells. I met him at a bar. He was friends with a friend of mine who was bartending at the time, and I stayed in touch with him, and we started exploring just ways we could help each other out with our businesses. Ends up introducing me to somebody at Leo Burnett, and now we are talking with Leo Burnett about a strategic partnership. And before everything's, I guess, set in stone, I won't allude to exactly what could be happening, but we're looking forward to potentially a very huge partnership with Leo Burnett that can help take USWOOP to the next level. So, it just kind of goes to show you can meet people in some of the weirdest places, and you don't necessarily know what that could lead to, but that networking is what really can help take you and your dreams, obviously, to the next level. That being said, one thing that's really gotten me through a lot of kind of this difficulty of building these businesses has been learning a quote that I learned called stages. And in that, I want to share this with you. It says, start with what's necessary, then do what's possible, and soon you'll be doing the impossible. So if you think about that for a minute, it applies to anything you do in life, right? Any relationship you're in, any project you're working on, any entrepreneurial pursuit you have, you need to start with what's necessary. If you don't do what's necessary, you're not going to be able to do what's possible, and you'll never be doing that impossible dream. So I really wanted to take Groupon on, right? And I want to be in that other stratosphere, and we want to be all over the world right now, being valued at $20 to $30 billion, going IPO soon, right? It's a good idea. But we're not going to get there if we don't do what's possible, and we can't do what's possible unless we do what's needed. Myself personally, I didn't start this company to do sales full time, believe it or not, but we needed it. And for about 15 months, we needed it. And it was really a difficult thing for me to do with my partners. I've been in sales my whole life, being an entrepreneur, but I didn't want to do sales. Yet I got this quote, and I realized, this is what the company needs right now. This is what I need to do for my pursuit, for my dreams. So I did it, and I stuck through it, and now I'm at a place where I'm able to do what's possible. And I'm working with some of these bigger strategic alliances with these big companies out there. I'm working on our expansion plans. We're very excited right now to be at a point where, we have 45 employees. We're bringing on about 10 a month starting next month, in anticipation for expansion into the Midwest at about 2-3 cities a month starting in September. So, we're profitable in month 2, so getting at what we're net worth. And then we were, looking at from there, really taking that up and seeing what, I guess, this company can do. Now that we've done what's necessary, we've built that foundation, and now we can build on top of it. So that being said, I want to, I guess, conclude with just sharing some of the things that have really helped shape me and get me here. This night is obviously about you guys, and again, I hope you can take something from my story here. We're excited to be bringing out all the new features within USWOOP. There's a website coming out in the next couple months that's going to have a new face to it. There's going to be a lot of new sharing functionality, mobile apps, all that good stuff to put us on that same level with Groupon and Living Social. You've heard me say that a lot. I'm not really scared of saying, that we're in the same market as them, but we're really working on making it different. Again, about you, the business, about you, the consumer. You're going to see a lot of stuff on social media that we're giving away. A lot of stuff out in the streets. We're doing events. So you can look for us there. But also, just in the spirit of trying to get you guys all swooping tonight, I know I led with that in the beginning. We've got lovely Nicole here in the back. Raise her hand. There she is. She's here tonight just to represent USWOOP. Get to meet any of you guys. If possible, to get the time to go over and introduce yourself. We're always looking for partnerships here. Again, this is all about networking. Anything from a sales perspective, a marketing perspective, we'd love to work with you guys. So again, to sum it up, really the 5 things that I'd really share with you, or that I want you to take from this to apply to what you're doing, is realize that dreams do come true. I have learned that myself, and now I'm setting that bar high for myself of what I want to accomplish. After YouTube, we've got a company we're working on called IamSelfless.com. It's about helping people empower themselves and get connected with causes, to really help be that change. The other thing is focus. Really focus on what it is that you want to do. Do what's necessary. Start with what's necessary. Remember that everything happens for a reason. Even if it's a challenge, it's an opportunity for growth. If you keep that in mind, you should be able to get through it. Stay positive and be grateful. So on that note, again, I'm grateful for being here today. I appreciate you listening, and I hope you all get your swoop on. Thank you very much.